guys, welcome to another video. This is going to be a very exciting vlog because we are starting the vlog out with today, which is the second game of the play-in tournament for the Grizzlies. I just parked at the FedEx Forum. I gotta go inside. I honestly was not even going to vlog, but I had my camera and I was like, hopefully not, but this could be the last home game of the season. So I was like, I have to vlog it. It's playoff time. However, there were a bunch of teams basically that were tied, so they had to add an extra play-in tournament to decide which of those teams were going to move forward into the playoffs. Depending on who wins today decides which one of us gets to move forward into playoffs. The only thing is, if we go into playoffs, which we will, we have to play OKC, which is number 1, so that's honestly probably going to be rough, but we're going to win. We're going to pull through. We're going to playoffs. We're kind of treating this like a playoff game already, so it's going to be really high energy. We have a new routine we're doing, some new stuff we're doing, and it's just going to be super fun. Prayers up for the Grizzlies right now. We've got to go to playoffs because last year was rough. I got all my beverages. I picked up a smoothie from City Silo. I've been getting the something berry smoothie, and then I add spinach and maple because their smoothies are nice and healthy, which I love, but they're a little bit bitter, so I add maple to make them a little sweeter. Picked up one of my Gorgies, of course. I had to because today's game is at 8:30, so it's gonna be a late night. We're gonna need that caffeine.
Splash some water over and throw them in the dryer so they're not so wrinkly.
Cute. Well, good job, Ken. She cut all these shirts.
Okay, there's one that says, okay, this is Bianca's, because these are mediums. So, Bianca's
oh, okay.
Their names right
Got you, got you.
Because they have bigger boobs.
Mary's first playoff experience. The towel, something about it, y'all. Hey. All right, it is 6:52. We just got done with court rehearsal a little bit ago, and we're doing our finishing touches. I mostly got all the way ready before court rehearsal. I usually don't, but we have a lot going on today, and so I knew court rehearsal was gonna be longer and I have to be ready early to go up and sign autographs. Except I just sweat so much, so now I gotta fix it. I know, people are like, is job playing? I'm like, I don't know. But the outfits that we're wearing tonight are very cute, so I'm excited about that. It always makes such a difference to me, like the fit. Makes you feel so much more confident in how you dance, truly. Also, the energy is so different. Like, something about the towels being out on the chairs,
different place.
It's like the energy is so different. It makes me so excited. It feels like playoffs. We've got the silver pants and the halter t-shirt for coming. Okay, Howie. Yeah. Hello, it is the next day. What's today? It's the next day and we're going on a walk. It's Saturday. I slept in real late well, not real late, 10. I didn't get home from the game until like 1 something. Then after I ate and showered, it was like 2 a.m. It's a beautiful day, nice and warm. I thought it was supposed to rain today, now the sun is out. Hey y'all, it is several days later. It is Wednesday, it's 12:30, and I just got stuff out to make like a breakfast, lunch. Had a nice morning, went on a little walk, been doing some editing and organizing. Also, update on playoff stuff. As y'all saw, we went to playoffs because we won that game. Our first 2 games were away and we lost both of them, which I'm not surprised about. I mean, we're playing OKC, which is number 1. They are the highest ranking and we are the lowest ranking. But tomorrow we have a home game, and then Saturday we have a home game. This week is most likely it, so I'm just trying to soak all that in. But yeah, if you don't know the playoffs, it's whoever's the first to win 4 games. So far OKC has won 2 out of 2. Got some scrambled eggs with chopped up spinach and some cheese, salt, pepper. I got these at Sprouts. They're chicken sausage, and I'm so sorry I forgot the brand and I threw away the package, but it's like a organic, clean brand. A piece of sourdough toast, a yogurt bowl with the Nancy's Greek yogurt, strawberries, blueberries, some honey and cinnamon, and some Purely Elizabeth granola, and of course a glass of orange juice. Very high protein, which is what we want. Look at our pretty hibiscus flowers. We didn't realize when we bought these plants that they bloom for like a day and then they die. So it's a little disappointing in the sense these are not going to be like fully bloomed flowers, but it's kind of special in a way because, you know, you really appreciate the new flowers you have for that day, but they're still really pretty. It smells so good. Okay, y'all, I have to give you a little spring refresh update because we did a few fun spring update things around the house and I never vlogged it. It's really nothing crazy, but we did go to Home Depot to get some little plants and things, and don't come at me. We are very much beginners. I definitely want to learn more about plants and gardening and this and that, but I do not really know anything right now. So honestly, yeah, any tips, feel free, but also like don't laugh at me. We got some cute things for the porch. Okay, y'all, this is so sad because our hanging plant that I was so excited about because it was gorgeous, it was beautiful, it died like right away. So I genuinely don't know what the deal is. We purposefully got one that was mostly for shade because the way it sits on our porch, it really doesn't get any direct sunlight. Also, please forgive me because I do not remember the names of any of these things that we got. I can give you some visual inspo, or if you're a plant pro, you probably know what these are, but we got this little guy. It came with some beautiful pink flowers. You can see some pretty pink leaves. Yeah, and this side had all those pretty pink flowers, so don't really know what happened there. And then over here we have whatever these cutie white flowers are. What the heck is that fat weed, y'all? Me and Reagan could not pull that out. So we added these fun flowers. This was just like an empty patch. Like, our house doesn't have the best landscaping, but remember, we're renting obviously, so this was empty and we're like, maybe we can plant some flowers there. There were rocks all over it and the soil is really not great, so this is actually looking very worrisome. You get the vision we were going for, okay? Then we had this big pot, so we wanted to put something cute in here. I totally forgot what this plant was called, y'all. We love her, and I'm feeling good about this one because when we first planted it, it was looking a little rough, but now it's blooming. Like, when we first got it, it was just green, and now it's blooming these really, really gorgeous purple flowers, so loving this one. Also, don't judge our yard. Our lawn guy is supposed to come Monday. So when we moved in, this little patch had like this really ugly dead bush. It was completely dead, so we ripped it up and we're like, let's just, you know, see what we can do. We're just some girls doing our best. First of all, on this patch, we really wanted to do the little chaos gardening that's kind of blowing up on TikTok, because why not? So we got patches of different seed flour mixes, and we planted them all right here, and look how many sprouts we already have. So that's promising. However, I don't know how they ended up in this random formation, why they're all clumped over there, whatever. But as long as we have some pretty flowers that sprout, I'll be happy, and we can pick them and put them in vases and stuff, so that will be fun. I don't know, something about this spring, y'all. I want to like be a farm girl and have a garden. I want to have a garden so bad, even though I know nothing yet. I see it in my future, okay? Tip for just like any type of spring refresh or refresh in your home: if there's any artwork or just any little spot, any decor that you just don't love, switch it out. You know, replace it. You will be so much happier, and it will just give you that little fresh inspiration. So I got this painting to go above the sink because what we had before I hated, and I have no one to blame but myself because I picked it out, but I don't know what I was thinking. Like, it was so ugly. So I saw this at Target and I was like, how cute, the lemons. It's just such a kitchen aesthetic, kitchen vibe. Then look at this cutie that I found at TJ Maxx, y'all. TJ Maxx had so many cute frames. They had so many pretty oval ones as well, but I just didn't have a space for that. And then I got this guy from Target. Again, nothing crazy, but now this little area just makes me a lot happier to look at. Hey y'all, it's a good bit later now, but I wanted to close out this video with its segment of encouragement. I just want to share some truths on obeying God's voice that He has taught me recently. I'm gonna kind of like read off these points that I have in my iPad because I already have them all written out, and I shared a lot of this already on my TikTok, so go check that out if you haven't seen it. So first off, for those of you struggling to move forward in faith, obedience always leads to blessing, protection, provision, and revival. That's a pattern we can clearly see in the Bible, that every time people would obey God's voice, blessing, provision, revival always followed. I also want to encourage y'all, if you've been going through a long wilderness season, just like a long season of waiting and struggling and feeling like you're going in cycles and circles. I have been there. I feel you, and there is hope. And I just want to remind you that before the Israelites could cross over into the promised land, God had to remove the disappointment and ways of Egypt and set them apart. Your season of preparation has purpose and power. Promotion before the proper preparation is sabotage. God's a good father, y'all. He's got you. Keep pushing, keep seeking His heart. As long as you seek first His kingdom, everything else will be added unto you. All the steps will come together and make sense. Seek Him, trust Him. He's working in your heart. He's preparing you. Hold on to faith. Also, a side note in the same topic of the Israelites crossing over into the promised land. Not sure who this is for, but remember that once the Israelites cross over into the promised land, the way in which God provided changed. It says, and there was no longer manna for the people of Israel, but they ate the fruit of the land. So I'm not sure what that looks like for you, but that's just like a little nugget of truth, that sometimes what you're used to, the ways in which God has been providing for you, when you're crossing into your promises, when you're crossing into a new season, into something new, the way in which He's going to provide for you is going to change. And that might be scary because you've been used to this manna for so long. Like, it's what's gotten you through. Like, that's how God's provided for you. But the way in which God provides can change. And clearly here it changed for the better. Manna to fruit of the promised land, that is so much better. But it makes me wonder if they might have had a little bit of fear almost that the manna that they were so used to was no longer being provided. Also, if you're struggling to obey something God's been telling you to do, remember that obeying God's voice will look foolish to the world, but that's something you have to be okay with getting used to as a follower of Jesus on mission. When Jesus is telling the disciples about how He was going to be killed, and Peter was like, Jesus, I will never let that happen to you. Like, that will never happen. And God looks to him and He's basically like, get behind me, Satan. You only have human concerns, not the concerns of God. I'm paraphrasing there, but essentially the things of God sometimes are going to look foolish and crazy to human concerns. Keep your concerns on the things of God. There's a couple more things I want to encourage you with, and that's that God gives strategy. So when He calls you to do something, when He tells you to do something, like, He's not just gonna say go and then not help you along the way. God gives strategy. I mean, think about all the times God gave the Israelites specific instruction and strategy for the victories, like the wall of Jericho. That is very specific. Even like when they crossed over into the promised land. However, each strategy required a step of action, obedience, and faith on their end in order to bring the victory to fruition. I've learned walking with Jesus is a balance of receiving instruction and strategy and moving forward in faith and trust. Be obedient in the last instruction you've received, and the rest of the steps will come. Last thing I want to end on, if God is calling you to something, if he's giving you an assignment, remember that it's probably not about you. There's a consistent pattern in the Bible that every time God heard the cries of his people and wanted to deliver them, he would raise someone up or appoint someone to work through. Oftentimes a call or an assignment from God or a prompting of the Holy Spirit has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the people he wants to deliver and save through you. Obedience is weighty and it's always worth it. Piggybacking off of that, if you don't say yes to the thing God is telling you to do, he'll find someone else to complete the assignment. He's going to get the job done and he's going to reach who he wants to reach with or without your obedience. But what a joy and honor to get to say yes and partner with him. Following Jesus, you're on mission. There's people who need to be saved. There's people who need hope. A lot of times when God tells us to do something, even though it's scary, it's so important to listen and obey because we have no idea whose deliverance is on the other side of our obedience or whose life needs to be touched on the other side of that. So be encouraged. It's not easy, but it's such an honor and an adventure to partner with God to bring his kingdom down to earth and to bring his people back to him. So I hope that encouraged you. That will be it for this video. I'm excited for my videos coming up. I'm kind of transitioning into a new season of my YouTube, so essentially like the style of my videos is going to stay the same, but it's just going to be a lot better and I think y'all are going to like it. So stay tuned. I'm going to be posting a lot more as well. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for all of your support. I love y'all and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.